I'm Rabbi Ami Hirsch of the Stephen Wise Free Synagogue in New York, and this is In These Times. Guy Vaknin is the creative culinary powerhouse behind a family of inventive plant-based restaurants like Beyond Sushi, Coletta, and Willow that have redefined what vegan food can be. His passion is for hospitality, artistry, and feeding people well. Guy grew up in Sderot and lived on Kibbutz Be'eri. After his military service, he came to the United States and built a life here, restaurant by restaurant, risk by risk. Since October 7th, Guy has been targeted not for his politics, but for his identity. His businesses have faced boycotts and vandalism. People have threatened his family. The vegan community that once celebrated his work turned on him simply because he's Israeli. I asked Guy to join me last week because he represents the best of us. He's someone who's had to start over and over again, who built something from nothing, who leads by example under pressure, and who refuses to cede ground to the forces of hatred. Guy Vaknin, it's a pleasure to have you. Welcome to In These Times.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
It's a great honor because I love chefs. I travel the world and on vacation, and we try and seek out the in thing, and it's just very impressive to see what you've done here. How many years now have you been in New York or the United States?
First of all, I appreciate it. Thank you. I've moved here in 2005, April of 2005. So almost 21 years now. In the food business, since the moment I got here, my father has been in this before me.
He was a chef. He's a chef too?
No, so he owned restaurants, kosher restaurants. So you probably know them if you've been around New York City for long enough. He had Moroccan restaurants in the city called Village Crown and the Village. Glatt kosher restaurants. He had a bunch of them, opened up in the Upper East Side and whatever, and then ended up in catering. That's where I ended up as well, right before I started this journey.
How old were you when you got to the States?
So I moved here when I was 22. I got released from the Army on March 19, and April 5th landed here. And I mean, I went back, but stayed here, built a life here, kids, businesses, all that stuff. So it's half and half,
So you focused on vegetarian restaurants. Are you yourself a vegetarian?
I'm vegan. So the restaurants are not just vegetarian. They're 100% plant-based. But before that, I was not. So I opened the restaurants not vegan, not vegetarian.
And was that for kosher reasons, religious reasons, health reasons?
I got out of the kosher company, my dad's company. It was easy transition because there's a lot of restrictions in kosher. And I want to believe that we were, when I was the chef at his restaurant, at the front of making it interesting, modern, fun. And we did a lot of events all over the city. And the company did really well. But the transition to something that is restrictive, like being a vegetarian, felt natural. I mean, I did a lot of parve and it looked different and so on and so on. But it felt natural. And I didn't do it I just did it because my wife was vegetarian, vegan, and I jumped into it and I saw the business opportunity. But 6 months into the journey, I became myself plant-based by the influence of my customers. And since then, it's just, that's my lifestyle.
So that's what you do. You don't eat meat at
No.
home either.
I just wanted to try it out and see, because I was, when you lead something, if it doesn't feel right to do something on the other side, you're leading it. So I wanted to try it out. I never thought that it would last this long and become my lifestyle and the way I see things too. And I tried it out 6 months into it, and then it's just, that's how we live. However, I do cook still like I eat meat. So everything in my restaurants is basically giving the customer an opportunity, or the vegetarian customer, or the vegan customer, or the non-vegan customer, to come in, enjoy a full meal with no discounts to the quality food, the taste, the way you feel about the experience, and so on.
And do you have non-vegans who come to the restaurant on a regular basis too?
I mean, without them, I'm dead. So 80% of our customers are non-vegan. A lot of kosher, because by default we are kosher. But 80% are non-vegan. And for the vegans that do come to the restaurant, it's much easier for them to bring the non-vegetarian, non-vegan to a restaurant that will give them the same experience, on par experience, sometimes even better. They won't feel like, oh, you're taking me to a vegetarian restaurant or a vegan restaurant. There's nothing for me to eat over here. What am I going to eat? Just salad or whatever, you know?
So you get here, you're 22 years old, you immediately start in the food business.
Yeah.
And what happens first? Does Beyond Sushi happen first?
No, so food business, I joined my dad's company, and then like every 22-year-old, you wanna see the world, you want to test the waters, you want to test your dad, the dominance and all that stuff. So you step out, you go to the world. I worked in a lot of restaurants all over the city as manager, busser, waiter, bartender, clubs. Did that for a little while when I was young, and then went back to the family and told my dad a story about how one day I want to go become a chef, because that's my passion, food. And he said, "Why not? I'll send you right now." I didn't know that he was tricking me. He sent me to culinary school. As soon as I got out, he fired his executive chef. He said, "Okay, you're the chef. Good luck." I was 23. Um, and he left to Israel for a year and a half. So I was 23 here in the city running a catering company by myself. Did that from 2008 to 2012. In between, did a stunt at Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay in 2010. Told him about my life story, the army, the this, the that. Got really appealed to them. Went over to Hollywood. Uh, got selected to be on season 10 of Hell's Kitchen. Was fun. 8 episodes over there. Didn't want to make a fool out of myself. My mom taught me better.
When you appeared on Hell's Kitchen, you were already a very accomplished chef,
Uh,
right?
I was young. I was young. I wasn't. I worked in kitchens. I worked all around the city, but I wasn't. Being a chef is not just about cooking, and people think that that's what you do. It's being able to manage systems and operate system, and use the tools or the people that you have within the kitchen, and how to operate and so on. I wasn't 100% accomplished to run a business. 2012, decided to go on my own. Took everything I had that I saved over the 7 years that I was here in the U.S. Um, Loaned the same amount from my dad, and opened a 280 square feet hole in the wall on 14th Street between 2nd and 3rd, serving Beyond Sushi. That was my first venture. So that was all vegetarian sushi, all grains, vegetables, fruit.
And were other people doing that, or was that your
No, no, I
invention?
was the first. I
You were
mean,
the first to do
first in the world.
v vegan sushi
Yeah,
that wasn't really fish. It wasn't sushi,
no.
but
I mean, not at all. I mean, I went like all on the creative side. So there was only vegetables, only fruit. There was no even imitations. I wouldn't use. The biggest thing was tofu. Yeah? Uh, but the idea was to use your creativity combinations that we put in the sushi, create this beautiful package of consistency. So every bite is the same. Sushi is it's methodical, and it's a great vessel for packaging food perfectly. So every bite is the same. And I just layer the flavors between the rice, whatever we put inside, the topping, the sauce, everything that goes on top of it uh, was broken down in my head of, okay, how do I layer these flavors?
how long did it take you to perfect, that kind of Beyond Su was it trial and error and experimentation and week after week?
Yeah, I mean, I get obsessed about the food, so I don't spend a lot of time planning it. I think that spending a lot of time planning, you never actually do things. I do them and then I perfect them. So I have the general idea of how I do. Like I wrote the menu for Beyond Sushi maybe 3 weeks before we opened. I didn't have time too. I was working, so there was no time to do that.
And there were no investors. This was all your money, and you risked everything you had.
Everything. We had $1,000 left over to open. I went to Chinatown with my only employee the day before. He got some ingredients and opened. Like stories that you hear, like 1980s and 1990s of people like doing this crazy stuff just to make things happen. And it really was like that. Like if it didn't work for like 2 weeks, I'm done. I didn't have any backup. I didn't have anything. I was like, I need to get out of the family business. And I truly believed in myself, or maybe I was a little bit cocky, which is important at some point in life to go and start things and try things. I was cocky to myself about my abilities, and I wouldn't quit no matter what. So I knew that no matter what, I'll make it work. I'll work the 18 hours a day. I'll do whatever needs to be done.
And you had eventually how many outlets did you have in New York?
So I had 7 Beyond Sushis.
7 Beyond Sushis.
And right before the pandemic, a month before the pandemic, I opened my last Beyond Sushi.
And there's still 2 of them left
Still
in the
2.
city?
The longest standing one is 11 years old. It's on 56th Street between 5 and 6, closer to 6. And the second one is also about 10 years old. It's on 37th Street. That one is big. So more of a full service restaurant. 56 is a smaller place. We have a full service menu there, full restaurant, whole 9-yard bar, and so on and so on. And that's the world we're in right now.
And now I know you set up City Roots Hospitality, which I want to ask you about, and you have a whole range of
array
high-class
of restaurants right
restaurants. But Beyond Sushi was the first, right? And did you have everything else when you appeared on the Shark Tank episode? I saw that episode.
No. So when I appeared on Shark Tank, I had just opened my sixth one.
Beyond
on
Sushi.
Mulberry Street. Yeah.
It was all Beyond Sushi. There was
All
nothing
Beyond.
else.
So the concept was to open a bunch of Beyond Sushis all over the city, expand outside the city as well, get it as efficient as possible. And the idea was to grow it, right? And eventually, that was the thing back then. All the companies that you see today, the Sweet Greens of the world, Chopped, all the fast casual, that was the trend, not the full service. I always wanted to do the full service. That's why I got into this business. I said, okay, I'll open a small Beyond Sushi, save enough money, open my own restaurant afterwards. The creativity part takes a big chunk of my heart. For me, it's artistry at the end of the day also, not just a business. And then Beyond Sushi became more of like a format, boom, 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 which is good. I learned a lot from it. But Beyond Sushi was a copy paste basically. When I went to Shark Tank, I had 6. I was opening my 7th one. The 7th one I opened once the due diligence with the Sharks ended, and it ended with us splitting and not.
I think, I mean, it seemed to me that the 2 Sharks that offered you the support, they were in from the beginning. It seemed to me.
Yeah, they were very excited. I mean, I'm not supposed to talk about edits and stuff, but let's say that things get edited, right? I sat in front of them for more than an hour, right? So you see only a portion of it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
We talk about everything. We talk about plans. We talk about what it's happening. There's more sharks that are really interested than what you see on.
So they're really sharks. They're really thorough, and they're good at what they do.
And forget about it. The due diligence afterwards, 7 months of work, lawyers, everything, and it's a learning process, and you learn every aspect of everything, and you get ideas from people that actually been doing it. But I spent a lot of time with them afterwards, and they're on it. Like day after, phone call, text messages. A week after, both of them in the restaurant, meeting, blah blah blah, social media. They're really on it.
But in the end, you didn't want to go through with it in the end. You didn't, or they didn't. You didn't want to go.
I did because there is when you I bootstrapped everything up until today. Everything is bootstrapped. There's nothing. I didn't take a dollar from anybody. Right. Uh, I sold a small portion of the company when I was younger, just to somebody that I has been advising me, which is great. But I didn't take money as an investment or as like for growth. Everything that we did was within the company. Company does well, we grow. No, we don't.
And looking back, you don't regret that. Do you think that was the
Oh no,
right?
I made the best choice because if I, not even looking back, you test things according to factual stuff. When COVID hit, one of the investors had a lot of investment in other restaurants, and a lot of them closed. You can't be a slug when it comes to things like that. When there is emergency, somebody's got to move things. You got to take responsibility right on the fly, make decisions. Okay, we're firing this much people. We're hiring this much people. We're opening a new location. We're moving money from here to here. Funds are going over there. We're going to invest to here. I have that ability. There's no one that is going to say for the good and the bad, right? I can make mistakes too. I've made mistakes in the past. I've lost money in the past, but I was able to say, okay, hey, we're in this situation. We were 125 employees. The next day we became 6. Because if not, the company's gone, right? Yeah. And now you have to prove that we'd be dead. Next week we can't pay. COVID happened. This is what it is. So we went from 125 to 6. Today we're 300 and change, which is amazing.
You have 300 employees now?
Yeah.
So you have this City Roots Hospitality. You've got, I think you said 7 or 8.
I got 8 restaurants right now, 7 concepts. All thanks to COVID.
Meaning
when I shut down 7 locations, and I'm an operator that used to just go, and now I got nothing to do. I sat in my office and wrote the plan for the next 5 years, wrote all the menus for all the concepts, wrote how it's going to be, which departments are going to open, how we're going to fund it, what's the pace of it, and just went for it.
And it all worked out according to the original blueprint.
For the most part, yes. I have a tendency to wield things. I mean, it comes with a cost, with sacrifice, with pain, with a lot of stuff that is along the way and you don't see. But I have a tendency to wield things to what I want them to be at the end.
Yeah, I always say the same thing to people here. You need 2 elements to be a success. You need the vision and you need the execution. And very often, these different attributes don't actually exist fully in the same person. So you actually need other people around you who are good at stuff that you're not necessarily so good at. Tell us about all of the restaurants now in New York.
So beyond sushi, we kept 2. Then we have Willow on 20th and 8th Avenue. That's the American Bistro comfort food, hamburgers, sandwiches, cool entrees, appetizers. You would know that it's vegan. Then we have Coletta Italian, American Italian. We do everything from scratch, all the fundamentals, pasta, pizza, fermented doughs, really good stuff. Again, everything plant-based. On 3rd Avenue between 26 and 27. Then I opened a Nixie. That's our flagship. I found this beautiful place on 8th Avenue between 24 and 25. All marbles on the walls, Mediterranean restaurant influenced by the northeast of the Mediterranean. So Syrian, Turkish, Greek food, all combined together. Plant-based again, hachapuris, pides, lahmacun, kebabs, chicken kebab, steak kebab, all vegan. March 2024, opened my Mexican restaurant called Sentir, 19th Street between 5th and 6th. Everything Mexican under the sun in there. And then I opened another flagship on 15th Street and Union Square, and it's called La Basque. 2 floors, French Spanish fusion. My biggest project to date. And then the last one, sorry for the big tail of restaurants. The last one I opened is in Williamsburg. It's called Reverie, which means daydreaming, and that's what it's about. It's like all the crazy stuff that I wanted to ever do in restaurants, I do over there. Take all applied over there to fun, bite size, cool food that you know.
So can I ask you? You have Mexican and you have French and you have Spanish and you're Israeli. Is there First of all, is there such a thing as Israeli cuisine? If so, what is it? And do you at least glean from all of the restaurants and that you have and all the cooking that you do? Do you glean something that is uniquely Israeli?
I think that the Israeli cuisine is in form, right? It's forming. It's not something, it's always evolving. And it's influenced by so many cultures, right? Some people say, "Oh, you appropriate this and that and stuff
Yeah,
like that." You
I
heard
want to
that
ask you
before.
about what's
You
going
heard
on
that
now
before.
with Israeli
Yeah,
chefs.
but that we are made of so many cultures. I mean, I'm Moroccan. I ate in Persian households when I was a kid. I mean, Turkish, and then one is Tunisian, and the other one is Polish, and you know, and there's Jewish food that comes from Eastern Europe. It's all mixed up, so it's still forming, and I think that the beauty is the diversity.
I imagine you go back to Israel on a regular
Yeah,
basis. Listen, every time I go to Israel, I was just there 2 weeks ago. Uh, there are more restaurants. The restaurants are amazing. The chefs are amazing. I remember the time that you used to eat eshel. Remember that that
yeah,
little eshel that people used to eat in the morning,
yeah.
and if maybe there was some toast and cheese or something, and it's like in the last, I guess it's been the last 10 to 15 years, this explosion of culinary excellence. Where did it come from?
I think that look, that Esho and all that stuff, it came from a time where they didn't have any money, resources, and so on. So everybody ate as little as possible, made things work, and there was no time for culinary or thinking about it. I think with the prosperous times that Israel is experiencing in the past 20 years, there is this need for finer things, and people want to try new things. And the culinary scene is very creative, so it brings all this creativity. But I think it all relates to how financially sound a country is or
Mhm.
a culture is. It's the same thing here. I mean, New York, not for no reason, is the hub of like culinary in the states. You cannot talk about restaurants if you don't know how to feed your family. You know,
Yeah.
so
I'm just saying, I like when people go to
Israel is
Israel.
like off the hook. They're like
It's
they're a
out of
different.
sight. It's just amazing what
Amazing chefs, amazing
amazing
creativity.
chefs.
What they can produce is I'm saying I would never go out there and compete. It's too much. It's too much for me. I mean, yeah,
Apropos chefs, what's it like to be a chef? Most of us, if we're gonna cook, we're gonna cook pasta in a bowl or whatever.
yeah.
We're never gonna rise to the level that, like, you devote your entire life, your entire energies, all of your creative capacities into feeding people, creating dishes and feeding people. What's that like?
I mean, for me, it always been about hosting, right? I grew up in a Moroccan household, big family dinners, people coming in, the door is always open, my grandma always cooking. Um, it's just like something that is in my blood. But being the cook, being the chef, being obsessed with food, I was a fat kid. I loved food, and I just wanted to always understand how and why and how those flavors are coming. It always inspired me to learn more and more of this ingredient, that ingredient, how I can alter the flavors and what combinations will work together. I think it's a chase to one host and make people happy and see them enjoy your creations. Over time, it became how many people I can do, like how many people can I make happy, and it's become a chase of um, the number and the quality at the same time, and of course, leaving a thing behind, and infuse into that my mission of plant based and serving harm-free meals, which is like a big thing for us. Uh, we serve about 500,000 people a year.
There's something about, chefs that, in my sense, that they get some kind of unique satisfaction out of people pleased by the
Yeah,
food that they cook, right?
yeah,
There's something unique about that, about laboring over a dish, giving it to somebody, and seeing them enjoy it.
to be honest, I'm a little creepy. I stand in the in the
You
in the
watch
dining
people
room
eat.
in the dining room and watch people, take the first bite. That's my way of. I can tell by now, after all these years, I can tell by now by the way of their face gestures if they like the food, if they don't like the food, if it's like if it's great. I can tell by just by the first bite. Then I know that table is okay or that table is okay. It's like
That's really cool.
it's it's creepy a little bit, but that's what I do.
That's
It's
really
like
cool.
it's my way, and I love feedback. So I'm on. A lot of chefs have ginormous egos. Uh, I don't. I love feedback. I read reviews like it's my religion. I actually have someone designated in the company just to summarize reviews for me, which is
Do
kind of
you
weird.
get good reviews?
I do. I don't care about them. I don't want to hear about them. I want the bad ones. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, because the good reviews can't tell you too
Good.
much
Good. That's
of
good.
of
Good
what
for
you're
you.
gonna improve on, right? So the
Yeah,
bad ones is
I feel the same way. That's what I tell younger colleagues here as well. Rabbis, we don't get enough feedback from people. So, the compliments are nice. They're always nice, but give me the
they just
criticism.
feed your ego the compliments. I think that those bad ones teach you things, right? Um, as painful as it is, because people will go and shit on your food and
Yeah.
excuse my
Yeah.
language, would say certain things that are not nice, but you gotta hear it, and if you see patterns, you gotta fix them.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror. It's okay.
That's great. I love that. I love that approach. That's a good approach. The last area that I want to raise with you is what it's like to be an Israeli chef at this point in time outside of Israel, in particular post October 7th. You yourself have been targeted
Yeah.
by, I don't even want to characterize who they are. They're opponents of Israel. I
Yeah.
think I saw something about vegans for Palestine. I didn't even know there was a group
Yeah.
called Vegans for Palestine and that they targeted you.
There's vegans for
Well,
everything.
what's it like? What's it like being, well, how has your life changed since October 7th, and has the opposition to what you're doing intensified simply by virtue of you being, I mean, you don't even serving Israeli food. You're just a chef who was born in Israel.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the IDF, so and it's all over, because I am proud of it, and forever will be.
Yeah. So just describe to us what you've undergone.
So before October 7th, I mean, just like everybody else, of course, there was opposition to Israel and everything that it stands for, but it was very small, dormant, not like it is right now.
You did have protests before October 7th too?
I did have some people that mentioned things, but I never felt it. Funny enough, in the vegan community, they are pro Palestine, whatever, not in peace and so on, and that's fine. And they used to come dine in the restaurants after their rallies and so on. Uh, it's okay. I mean, people are people, and you can be for Palestine, fine. Um, you can't be for Palestine, break the doors to my restaurant or graffiti or threaten my kids and send me pictures of them and telling me that you hope that they're gonna die like the kids in Gaza.
All of which has happened.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't do those kind of things. You can't call the restaurants, I hope you burn and your restaurants burn, and you know, scaring my employees. You can't do that. And you can't do that, especially because I made it a point not to say anything political when I have such a close connection to what happened. I grew up in Sderot, which is 500 meters outside of Gaza Strip. I saw all of this unfold in the town that I grew up in. I have friends that got killed, murdered in pieces. I have friends that got kidnapped. I know probably 100 people out of the 1,000 that died that day. Okay, I lived 2 years in Be'eri, which is a kibbutz right outside that got almost 300 people there killed.
And you knew some.
Oh,
You knew some
I
of the
knew, I
kill.
knew, I knew I knew almost everybody. I was there when I was a kid. We're connected to that area. Uh, my family lives in Sderot. Like I have
Yeah,
cousins,
I've been to
aunts.
Sderot many times. I was in
Yeah,
Sderot just 2 weeks ago,
yeah.
actually.
I mean, that's my hometown. That's where I grew up. And I served in Gaza, so I know it from the inside.
Mhm.
Before we left Gaza, so no one can tell me stories about the army and what they do and how they do and how they operate. I've been it. I've been in it. I know. It was a 180 transition. So the people that went after me are the people that celebrated me prior October 7th. Like the same people that celebrate, that used to come to the restaurant, push me ahead, are the same people that flip the switch. Oh, wait, is Israeli, is Jewish, done.
Did they tell you why? Have you figured out why?
Because I wouldn't denounce uh, the Israeli government, or I didn't put a statement down denouncing Israel.
Mm.
I feel like that's one. It's crazy for you to even ask me to do that. And two, where are we? Are we in like a communist Soviet Union in the 1950s that you need to be hung and say in front of everybody that I'm in America. It's a free world. I can think of whatever I want, right? And say whatever I want. And I didn't say anything. And what if I said, and if I was vocal and I don't know what, then okay. But I made sure that I allow everybody to have their space to believe whatever they want, and I believe whatever I want. Um, what I do privately has nothing to do. I'm a chef. I try to operate a restaurant. What did they do? Try to boycott? I mean, they boycotted the restaurant for a while, which hurt not necessarily me, but my employees more than anything. Um, and then I had to speak about it, because if not, we were gonna go to a bad place. Once I spoke about it, I'm happy that there is a strong community of good people in this city that came and supported and pushed back and helped me make out of the lemon an extra sweet lemonade. And we bounced back, and it went to a place where I'm doing much better than what I did before, and they let off. I mean, I'm sure they still don't like me. I'm sure they still would love it if because I'm Israeli, I won't have a business in this city. But they have a lot of businesses to go through if they want that. So
Do you have 350 or so employees?
300 and changes.
300 and change. There was I'm still not totally clear about what's going on at Breads, which is another Israeli owned enterprise. But apparently, some of the employees are trying to be
But
organized.
before we continue, let's clarify. It's not Israeli owned, right? Like I'm American.
Yeah,
I have a passport. I can show it to everybody.
yeah.
I'm American. I've been here for 21 years. I was born in Israel. It's like saying somebody that is black. Now we're gonna boycott him because he's black. That wouldn't go over well to no one, but it's okay because I'm from Israel,
Yeah,
whatever.
I take that point. That's a very good point.
It's
With
not owned
respect to your
even breads is not owned by an Israel. It's
yeah,
owned by somebody that came from
it
Israel.
was some yeah,
Yeah.
some connection at some point, which kinda shows you how is fanatical the right word? You know, the like any kind of connection, present or past, raises their ire to such a level that and creates in them a kind of fanaticism that is unbreachable. You can't reason with it.
No, and it's without knowing, because in all reality, I'm I'm the one that, like, all my life I was on the left side of things. I think that there should be peace. I think that we should eventually have two states, because there is no solution if there isn't. I think that, like, my thoughts, if people ask me actually and knew what I think, they would say, okay, but it doesn't matter, because once you hate someone, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they
Yeah.
think. It matter what their actual thoughts are. I don't believe that.
Jonathan Swift wrote, "You can't reason somebody out of something they haven't reasoned themselves into in the first place." But my question related to your employees. So
Yeah.
apparently there were some employees at Breads who wanted to pressure the company.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of that in the
I
7
have. I mean, uh I've had lost some talent. Um
in the last 2 years?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are just, they wouldn't say it out loud, but they left.
They left, they said for various reasons, but the real reason was
We
clear.
know what
Yeah.
it's about.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, for me, look, uh I can't change. It's like I can't change where I came from. I can't change. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. Um, I know the difficulties of running a business in this city. Yeah, you can hurt the business. At the end of the day, I have 300 families that I'm responsible for. That what keeps me moving all the time. There's people that have been with me from day one, or a month after, not day one, but a month after. They're still in the company, and their brother and their sister, and whatever. It's a big team. Um, and that's what, you know. When all of that happened, my wife asked me, why do we have, like, because it's only, at the end of the day, it's me. It's not like I have this team uh that is going to back me up. So she asked me, why are you doing all of that? And the answer was that, I mean, it's the team. At the end of the day, it's the people around you. And that what I was scared about the most when all of that happened.
Mhm. Do you find that it's starting to diminish or it's as it always
Yeah,
was?
yeah, for the most part. And I think that the value that you give certain things also, um or like the voice that you give certain things, hate like that. If And I haven't paid attention to it for a long time, but I don't give it credence anymore, and just like, let it be and whatever. And
Are you personally fearful for your safety or your family's safety?
um not at the moment as much as I was when it was like at the heat of it, right? Because you see the door to your restaurant breaks, and it actually happened. The heat of it was the time where, like, the whole Charlie Kirk thing happened and blah blah blah. And I was like, you say to yourself, okay, are there crazy enough people in this world? And I think there are. I walked around with a knife on me for a long time. Um there is the Second Amendment, which is great, and I'm trained. So if anybody wants to come, self defense. Listen, I'm not. I mean, I still feel like America is the best place to be. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Well, that's a great way to end.
Yeah.
Guy Vaknin, master chef. I urge everybody to visit one of the restaurants that are just terrific, and keep up the good work. We're proud of you, And I urge everyone to go and visit and dine and experience. And if you are fortunate, look around and see if Guy is actually looking at you
With the
taking a
guy
first bite.
looking, making sure that you're eating. I appreciate it.
All the best. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Go and dine at Guy Vaknin's restaurants. Tell him I sent you. First, because he's a master of his craft. You will enjoy the experience immensely. Guy is one of those young Israeli chefs who have emerged in the past 20 years to impact so dramatically on the food culture of the West. These Israeli culinary artists are like so many of their cutting-edge compatriots in other fields. Relentlessly creative, intuitively ingenious, and boldly unafraid of failing. The result is excellence. Second, go and dine at Guy's restaurants because it is the best response to those who threaten Israeli or Jewish-owned businesses. Every time they bully an Israeli restaurant or bakery or author, go out and support them. Buy their books, their babkas, and their bread. People ask me all the time, you talk a lot about anti-Semitism, but what can we do? So here's an example of doing. Every time you learn of boycotts and protests against Jewish businesses, go out and patronize them tenfold and urge your friends to join you, Jewish or not. Whenever you learn of protests against synagogues, go to synagogue. The solution to anti-Semitism is to double down on Jewish life. It's always been this way. It's why we Jews are still around. Who do they think they are, these so-called vegans for Palestine? You threaten the safety of an American chef because he was born in Israel? Because you don't like views you attribute to him without actually knowing what he believes? Because he's Jewish? And so what if you disagree with him on Israeli, domestic American politics, or any other righteous or self-righteous cause you concoct in your head? What does that have to do with plant-based lamb dumplings? What these folks are trying to do is to kick Israelis and Jews out of public spaces. We need to make them scared, were the chants outside Park East Synagogue in Manhattan in November. It was shouted repeatedly and emphatically. We need to make them scared. We need to make them scared. We need to make them scared. Don't let them. I cannot tell you not to be afraid because fear is an emotion connected to but also existing outside the realm of reason. But I can urge you to overcome your fear and do the right thing. Respond to hate with fortitude and steely conviction. The streets of Manhattan, the restaurants of America are ours too. And we will not let you intimidate us out of these public spaces. I was moved by Guy Vaknin's description of how he sometimes discreetly watches his patrons as they first taste his dishes. It dawned on me that this is so typical of cooks, whether master chefs like Guy or your mother, placing her schnitzel in front of you as she watches you eat. Cooks want to please, to bring enjoyment to others. Yes, restaurants are businesses, and yes, they require considerable management and organization. But at the end of the day, it's about people wanting to please others through food, ambiance, and personal attention. It's about a chef conveying to his guests, I care about you. You are important to me. I want to nourish your body and your soul. This is a good recipe for addressing the moral and political morass we now find ourselves in. Do for others, so that they may recover a measure of joy in this challenging world. The best reward is when you see that the fruits of your labors have brought happiness to someone else. Until next time, this is In These Times.